We're shaking the rust off here on 13 On Your Sidelines, but you guys are in mid-season form. Heck of a way to come back from break. Welcome back to 13 On Your Sidelines, where now we go Unity, Christian, and Whitehall. Both teams hoping for deep postseason runs last year, but Unity fell short in the division title game. Whitehall lost in regionals. Tonight they started the season against each other for the fourth straight year, and the Vikings fired up to get the season underway. Unity Christian came ready to win, though, as the senior Justin Phoebus, he's going to hand it off to Lucas Elliott. Elliott powers his way in for the opening score. The Unity students, they traveled well tonight, and well, they're liking what they're seeing. Not long after that, Unity Christian takes to the air as senior Jonathan Hiker brings it in for the easy touchdown pass. Unity would go for two, and they would get it just like that. It was 16-0. The Vikings, though, not going to go down without a fight. Is here Liam Leak. He's going to run it in on fourth down, picks up the first. That drive would ultimately lead to a field goal, their first 3 points of the season. But the field goal attempt would sail to the right. And then to add insult to injury, on the very next kickoff, Unity's Ryder DeVry, he's going to take the return 86 yards. We know if we're showing you special teams, something good happened. Unity Christian, they get a big-time win to open up the season. Crusaders take it 55-14. North Muskegon and Pewamo-Westphalia, they faced off 5 times since 2019. The last 4 of those meetings been decided by a touchdown or less. So tonight, we wanted to see if their 6th meeting would be another instant classic. PW with a 14-0 lead early in the second half when Alex Nurnberg goes over right guard before breaking it down the sideline. That would put the Pirates inside the 5. Then quarterback Ty Thielen would finish off the drive with a sneak and a 21-0 lead domination early. Late in the third, the Norsemen would get back into this game. Bryce Colbert finds Cullen Bartos. We heard that pairing all of last year. They connect again for a big gain. So we go fourth down late in the third. Bartos would avoid the rush, and he's going to find him in the end zone to make it 21-6. Norseman on the board, but Thielen, he was just too much tonight for the Norsemen. This time he keeps it himself, goes right down the sideline for the score. Pewamo-Westphalia is going to take this one, handing North Muskegon an opening loss. Lowell versus East Grand Rapids. It's one of West Michigan's longest running rivalries. But lately, EGR has had the upper hand with 3 straight wins against the Red Arrows coming into tonight. Lowell would try to turn things around on the banks of Reeds Lake. We're going to pick things up third quarter. The Red Arrows on top 13-7. The Pioneers looking to score out of the half, but a bad snap recovered by the Red Arrows. Great field position for the offense, and they're going to cash in. Logan Dawson calls his own number on the goal line, finds the end zone to put his team up by 2 scores. EGR back on offense, but Nathan Ryson comes flying out of nowhere, decks the quarterback, ball comes loose, recovered by the defender who is off to the races, finally gets tackled inside the red zone, but good field position for Dawson to strike again. Heads to his right, gets that block, and in past the pile-in, another Lowell touchdown. Statement win for the Red Arrows. They kick off 2025, taking down East Grand Rapids 42-7.
The 13 On Your Sidelines MVP of the Week is sponsored by Mario Flores, Van Dyke Mortgage of West Michigan.
And you know, around this point in the show, we usually crown our 13 On Your Sidelines MVP of this week. But because the season just started and we don't have the stats yet, the MVPs tonight are our cheerleaders behind me. Our producer, Matt Gardy, was with the Bulldogs as they prepared for the season.
Jacob, maybe senior Claire Crane put it best when she told me she wishes people didn't just see cheer as some little girl sport. It takes toughness and tenacity, and I got to see that firsthand. Success on the sidelines starts in the weight room.
You have to have strong legs and strong arms to hold people up, so I think strength training is really important for cheerleaders.
Without lifting, we would not be as good as we are, and I feel like people just overlook that it does take strength to do what we do.
Then practice moves to the mats.
We typically do tumbling lines, which is your back walkovers, back handsprings, back tucks, all timed together so that we're all the same.
There's definitely that bond between your stunt group. Like if you're gonna fall, I know that I'm gonna catch you and I know that you're not gonna hurt me when I do.
Sideline cheer may seem laid back, and it is.
We'll be on the sideline and making the stunts up, which is just like fun because we don't know what we'll come up with that week.
But this team is always thinking about what's next.
We joke that sideline is a 4-month tryout for competitive because it really is. Everything you do in sideline is taken into account for competitive, all your stunts, your jumps, your tumbling, your motions. So sideline is definitely more chill, but there is that undertone of pressure that you really feel once you get to competitive because it is about winning after all.
Winning is an expectation. This year's seniors have made it to state every year they've been on the team.
That's always a good feeling, and it is a lot of pressure, but like once you feel the win, it's worth it.
I like to make all the past cheerleaders proud of the school that we are now and our teams now.
A lot of people don't think cheer is a sport, and it's a lot of work, a lot of tough work that I don't think a lot of people see.
What you will see is the camaraderie that keeps these athletes coming back.
It's truly a family. We all have one goal in mind, and so when we're able to work together to be able to achieve that, it's so rewarding.
I'm always just so happy to be here. After school, a long day of school, it's just really exciting to come here and get to hang out with my friends. There's just never a moment where I want to leave. 1, 2, 3, jump!
Grandville cheer practices 3 hours a day, year-round, and on top of that, they're also quite proud of the community service work they do in the community, Jacob.
Matt, that's awesome, and they got to watch all that behind me. They couldn't hear any of it, but they got to see themselves working out. It's pretty good. Speaking of cheer, the Newaygo cheer team got a pretty cool opportunity this past week. They were able to visit Ford Field after the Detroit Lions awarded Newaygo High School with a Touchdown in Your Town grant. According to Newaygo Cheer's Facebook page, that grant is, quote, an investment in our athletes, our school, and our community. They called it an unforgettable experience for the entire team. And as far as the Newaygo football team goes, they kicked off their season tonight against Kent City. The Eagles fly away with a 42-22 victory. And we still have plenty of highlights ahead here on 13 On Your Sidelines. Up next, it's the Battle of the Bayou as Spring Lake and Fruitport square off to try and bring the paddle back to school with them. Plus, Forest Hill Central travels to Muskegon County to start this season against Reese Puffer. And as we go to break, we want to thank Lasco Services, the sponsor of your 13 On Your Sidelines Protector of the Week. Starting next Friday, they're going to help us honor the unsung heroes of football, the offensive line.